So we're here looking at this free fall acceleration lab, and this is a video that I took. And really what you're going to want to try to do is you need to get timestamps from your video. Again, this is not, the video you have will be out in Miracle Commons with a different way of dropping, but I want to show you, this is an Android phone, but so an Android and Apple are both basically similar. You got to go to the edit mode. When you enter into edit mode on a video, it's worth noting that it's kind of hard to see because I'm looking up here, but when you're down here, when you drag this player back and forth, although there's a number up here, there's also a number down here. Do you see where this is? This is decimal points for your timestamps. So when you're doing this, the person who took the video will be looking at it, and I'm reading this. And so when I move this back and forth, I can see that there's going to be some time when that ball starts to move. Oops. Oh, right there. So at that point right there, 7.16. So at 7.16, that is when this would have started. And this would be 7.16 seconds. If you continue to analyze it, and it's faster to do if you're just doing this, but then you go, oh, right there. Well, now it's at that first line. That's 7.32. And if you continue to move it, where does it get to that third line? Well, there, and the third line, oops, probably about like right there, 7.39. These are seconds. So you would get eventually 16 of these because you should have the handrail and then 15 feet as it goes down. But I want to show you, starting with these three, and then when you look at when you open up your computer, when you do this, you really need to be bearing in mind 3 columns when you do this. So we can think of the first column would be a timestamp, and for some reason I had to activate that software there. So your first column here really should be a timestamp. So we have some timestamps here, if you remember from here. So it'd be a 7.16. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Numlock was not turned on. 7.16. 7.32, 7.39. These are numbers that I just made up. Again, on here. You will end up having more and more of these, but I just had 3 to do the example. And then this is actually you're going to have a column for your time, which will end up being on the x-axis. And then you're going to have a column for distance, which will end up being on the y-axis. What you can do here is you can put this cell equals this cell minus 7.16. Enter. This cell is going to equal this cell minus 7.16 again. Now, what this is doing is this is just showing us our time starting at 0. We're subtracting that initial 7.16 seconds from all of the consecutive times. If you highlight both of those blocks and then you hover so that the square changes color like that, and then you drag down, it's going to automatically remember that. So like all the way down here, if you look at the equation, it's saying F25, which would be this square, minus 7.16 is going to equal this square. So if you put all of your timestamps from your video all the way there, these times here would reflect the proper times. Your distance is going to start at 0, then 1, and then 2, and so on. Again, you can highlight these, hover till that square changes at the bottom right, so it's solid like that, and you can go down. Here we can go down. This is actually all we need. We're going to 15. I'll delete those. So then when you create your graph, I'm not going to show you how to do that because I've showed you in other videos. When you create your graph, you would use that data. All right, and that should be everything you need. Thank you, like, and subscribe. Best wishes.